daredevil who has climbed Mount. Why are you laughing now? Mount Kilimanjaro twice. What have you done? Cycled from Lagos to Accra. Over 3 days, and his latest adventure that we have been talking about since 9:30 is his London to Lagos. I'm sure everybody by now knows who we're talking about, and he has told us how he planned for the journey, the adventure, how takeoff was up until crossing the Mediterranean Sea, the challenges that he faced along the way. There were so many that we're still going to talk about, and he's not alone in the studio. We got the crew here. The bike is in the house. I wish I could be a biker, but God give me liver.
Non-bikers, acknowledge the non-bikers.
Non-bikers, of course. So if you have questions and you want to talk to him, you want to say hi, you want to ask him questions, we're going to open up the phone lines. All right, so number again is 0700-923-923-923, or you can send messages to the WhatsApp number, which is 0817-313-6193. Aside the language barrier and all that we talked about before, what other challenges did you experience on your journey to Lagos?
You see, actually, all through the ride, every kilometer of the 12,000 kilometers was fraught with challenges. Because people might tend to say, oh, maybe the European continent, there is no much challenge because everything is like a developed economy.
Everything is working.
But I tell you, you had to cope with sub-zero temperatures. So, which is really tough. You can imagine sub-zero temperature and you're going against the wind. So, it makes it a lot colder. So, I think even there was a time I almost had frostbite, even despite if I was using a thermal gloves.
Wow.
Then the second one again is you have very strong winds. The crosswind on the Spanish coastline, it's terrible. Sometimes blows you almost off the bike.
Wow.
So then the third one and the most very difficult one again is because of the sub-zero temperatures, you tend to have ice on the road. And it becomes black ice.
Yeah.
So you make a simple mistake, you go down.
That's straight up.
So you see,
and you have no help at such places.
Well, if you go down in Europe, emergency services are just around the corner. They will, but you can imagine if you're on the bike on 150 and you go down, it's tough. Maybe the ride might actually end there.
That might be you might not be able to go further.
So, that was a challenge with the European continent. But coming down to Africa, it has its own challenge too.
I would like to hear. Welcome to the European continent. I would like to hear.
Yeah, but Africa is a beautiful continent.
Yes.
Of the 12,000 kilometers I did, in total, I did 3,100 kilometers. That's from London to Algeciras. That's the boundary of Europe.
Yeah.
Spain. Then I did about 9,000 kilometers in Africa. And I tell you, those 9,000 kilometers in Africa, they are the most beautiful, the most exciting, the most impactful 9,000 kilometers of my life.
Wow.
I discovered the African continent, the beauty, the diversity of the continent.
Yeah.
I want to travel.
I
want to travel. Oh my goodness.
Get a bike first.
Starting from, you're coming through from Morocco.
Yeah.
Up to, from that's Tangier, through Rabat, Casablanca, into Marrakesh. It's okay, this, not so windy, not so hot by time. But by the time you go deep into the Western Sahara part of Morocco, which is
they said you experienced a sandstorm and
yes, I had 3 sandstorms, 2 major sandstorms, 1 minor one. The most difficult of them lasted about an hour 40 minutes.
Sandstorm.
Yes.
Like from the movie Mummy kind of sandstorm.
Yes, something like that. Normally when I got from Laayoune, Laayoune is in Morocco, but towards the Western Sahara. Actually, you could see, if you look at the skin tone of people, from Tangier, they're almost whitish like the Europeans.
Yes.
But you go into Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakesh, you see they start turning slightly yellow. But when you go into Laayoune, you see the deep yellow, skin color. So you can actually see how the geography is actually playing on the skin tone of people. Now, when you get to Laayoune, you are in the Sahara. Then, I left Laayoune, I went in. I checked the weather forecast. There wasn't anything like sandstorm. If I actually knew there was sandstorm, I wasn't going to ride that day. But I went in, and as I was going, I just started feeling these strong winds. Because the Sahara is plain, you can see as far as your eyes can see. Then I saw the storm coming. That's the major one. Then, I've read about, how to survive a sandstorm if it comes across to you. So the next thing I did was, because it was like blowing me off the bike, I quickly got off the bike. My body weight is 95 kilos. But the storm was like practically lifting me up from the ground. So quickly, I laid the bike on the sand. Then I held on to the bike, like buried my head under the, buried my head under the handlebar, so held on there so that, my body weight plus the bike. The bike weighs 190 kilos.
They won't be able to lift you.
So, we are almost 300. So the storm couldn't take us.
Yeah.
So, that was the survival strategy, average. So, your training just kicks in immediately. Then I laid there. Now, remember, the sun is 45 degrees hot. So I was lying face down on 45 degrees. It was burning everywhere. But I couldn't stand up because there's a bigger evil up there. A bigger danger up there. So I had to endure the heat of the Sahara. I was there. And the other difficult part of it was, imagine if you're in a house when it wants to rain and you have this very windy.
Yeah.
So, imagine the sound. So, now imagine you're there. The fine grains of the sand is being blown at high speed. So everything is just hitting your helmet. It's like somebody is taking like a hammer and keep banging your head so you get disoriented. Wow. So that lasted for about an hour, 40 minutes. It seems like 10 days to me. So I was waiting there, for the storm to pass. Why I read about how to survive a sandstorm, and some people, even taking that defensive position, have actually died in the process. Why? Is because sometimes the storm lifts a car or lifts a heavy object and just drop it.
Yeah.
Yes, and drop it on them. There has been instances. So I've done everything I know that could keep me safe. Everything I read that could keep me safe, I've done it. So I was just there praying. I said, I hope the universe, please cooperate with me, just help me. And I was just saying that all through. And yes, the universe did cooperate with me, No object dropped on my head.
Yeah.
But when the storm passed, I got up, I was all covered in dust. My bike was all covered in dust. My bike is Eagle, by the way. I named my bike Eagle.
Eagle,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely.
So I got up, took out my helmet, dusted the sun. And for the first time on the ride, I found myself crying.
Oh my gosh, you have, because you made it.
I was crying. No, not the who sent me.
Imagine this trip without that sandstorm. It just spices the story. That's like,
true.
whoa.
That's true.
Because you're telling it now.
Until you're in it.
Yeah,
And I'm sure a lot of people.
That's the big thing in the story.
that's true.
You survived that.
Yes. Why I just, later I was just asking myself, why would I have tears? I didn't even know I was crying, because I took and I just saw tears streaming down. And before the tears we even feel it much, the heat would dry to another one kept coming. I didn't know whether I was crying because of, the pain, the terrible experiences, or because I didn't die.
You made it.
But whatever it was, it felt good. It felt really good.
So I wasn't there, but it feels good to me. So you made it. I know that we won't have time to take every single, everything that you experienced. But before we start, because we need to open up the phone line, right? So we can take all the messages that are coming in already. When you landed in Lagos and you finally got to your destination, what was the feeling? How did you feel?
Okay, you see, when I got to Cote d'Ivoire, I knew the trip was done and dusted. Because Cote d'Ivoire was just next to Ghana. So when I got to Ghana, the assurance was there that, oh, you already did it. Just coasting to, like your victory.
Yeah.
So while in Ghana, I rehearsed what I was gonna do when I got to, like the territory, the soil of Nigeria.
Yeah.
The first time I rode into the Nigerian soil, what I was gonna do, I rehearsed it. In Togo, I rehearsed it. In Benin, I memorized everything I was gonna do. And so in the morning, some bikers came to escort me from my hotel in Cotonou. Then we got to Lagos. It was still in my mind what I was gonna do. So we're about to, ingress into the territories of Nigeria.
Yeah.
At the is it ECOWAS house or something. And when I saw the crowd, the number of bikers who were there, it was like half of Lagos were at Semi-Border. The truth is I forgot everything. It was when we got to Ikeja like 3 hours after that.
What you were going to say? Oh my goodness.
So I was really, really overwhelmed by the show of love, the routine from everyone. It was really, really nice.
It was
and
amazing.
the whole of my life, I've never felt as proud as a Nigerian when I saw this crowd.
And I've never felt as proud as a Nigerian listening to what you're saying. You make me want to do things that I'm probably scared, because fear stops you from achieving your goals and going farther in life. And the fact that they always say, I always hear people say, do it afraid, regardless of how afraid you are, do it despite that. And you have given me a bit of confidence. I'm going to travel to Morocco.
By motorcycle.
By air. All right, so we also have other bikers in the house that we're also going to chat with as well, but we want to take messages, emotional messages coming in, calls have been coming in back to back. So we're going to open up the phone lines. I'll chat with the lady in the house as well. But one question I want to throw at you: Okada riders in Lagos.
Bam.
How do you feel about them? I know you have a lot to say, so you're going to have to come to the mic. Come to the mic. Calm down. We're going to listen for you. Okada riders.
Come forward. AKA abstracts.
Danfo drivers. How do you car owners feel? With Danfo drivers.
With Danfo drivers, exactly.
So that's how bad it is with bikers.
No, how did they disrupt or affect? So, I mean, you're riding, they're riding. They are bikers too, yeah?
They don't follow the rules.
Oh, okay.
What are the rules?
What are the rules?
Stay in your lane.
One.
Don't move around cars like you are invisible.
Correct.
You will tell the dispatch, this dispatch riders.
Yes, we do. No, okay, we did a campaign like
Enlightenment.
last month also with road safety and all of that. So we actually did that all over the country. It was a safety campaign all over the country. Doing this and telling people, and also telling drivers to also share the road. Don't forget that sometimes you won't completely even blame some of them. We will blame some of you.
Drivers.
Because a driver knows that. Thank you. A driver understands. Yes, a driver understands that. A driver understands that I can maintain my lane and let this biker pass. But they wouldn't want to do that because they felt like, why would I be in traffic? And
you don't say really like, no collect my wife, no collect my wife.
You understand? And over time, it created this beef between bikers and not power bikers as in the Okada or the motorcycles and cars. So the idea of I will show you is there. So sometimes they do a lot of things that even some innocent bikers suffer for.
Yeah.
So what we are saying is, while we are trying to educate the dispatch riders and Okada riders, we are also pleading and begging and craving indulgence of car drivers.
Yes, wow.
So come on, share the road.
So what do you do to, okay, so, because I want to hear what you guys say. I know he had a lot to say.
Well, you see, riding with them, it's really, really bad. You know, sometimes you come to a full stop and they're beside you and tell you, "Okay, why you they wait now? On the right, let's go." Or they're beside you and they're revving, telling you to race with them. You know, things like that.
How?
It's just total madness. You're riding and you've cleared your right. You're just turning. You're taking caution. Next thing, this guy comes from nowhere. He sees you. He cuts you off. He doesn't even stop. He pushes you over. Yeah, it's that bad.
It is.
Wow.
It is that bad. You know, they just, and most of the time we kind of, when we ride, we kind of like slow them down, caution them and stuff like that. Before you know, they're like, you know, what they do when they eat cars. They're like multiple of 10, 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they do that to us when we ride.
Necessary solidarity.
Because sometimes they behave like I see the traffic light does not apply to them.
No, they don't actually wait for traffic lights.
We don't. They constantly basis.
But interestingly, some of them do when they see bikers wait.
Yeah.
So they sort of feel compelled like, oh, he's waiting, I gotta wait.
And you know, sometimes the authorities, they don't help at all. I rode with Yomi 2 weeks back and was at Keja, close to the General Hospital.
Yes.
We were at a red light. The Okada guys were going, and these police guys came. They wanted to arrest us. They said we were trying to beat the traffic. while we were still there discussing, the dispatch rider was still going, moving red, hitting the traffic, and we're like, come on. So we shut down our bikes and we said,
I want to know the name.
It happened like, that one happened at Ikeja. At that roundabout by General Hospital, the other side corner, we were coming from Computer Village side. So we stopped at the red. The bike guys were still moving. And,
at that point, it's like, so we're like, Oga, they see bike, we are waiting for the light. He says, no, that we've passed line. I said, you are talking of we passed line. The ones that are still going, what do you say about those ones? Nothing. They had nothing to say. So, like, my colleagues and friends have mentioned that the authorities need to, I think first they need to train them more, because they just think the moment you can ride, you can get a rider's card, the next thing is to jump on the bike. No, everyone here has gone through training. Because
it was from him that I knew that you don't have a bike school.
Yes, we have training institutes.
Yeah, a bike school.
You just don't jump on a motorcycle and you can move. No. So sometimes you find out that there's a gate man that is Hausa 2 buildings away from you. He gets fired, and a week later he's riding motorcycle. When did you go? There's no learning sign. Okay, when did you learn? No helmet. No, Baba, leave helmet. No L. At least give me L on you, so I know you are a learner. And you pick people conveniently, comfortably. So now, innocent people will get on. He doesn't understand the principles of riding. So at the slightest emergency or has a situation, he crashes and sends that person to the hospital. Go be orthopedic hospital. Why?
You know what? Before we go, we're going to talk about biking safety or riding safety. Right? Safety basically. Safe riding, exactly. Safe riding, all right? But let's open up the phone lines because I've taken off. I still have heard that I need to.
There you go.
We have messages. You can call the number 0700-923-923-923. 0700-923-923. So I just want to take the messages.
This particular message says, wow. I've never been highly emotional with eyes filled with tears like this in my entire life. What an adventure. You are a true definition of a hero. You deserve much more than an award. You have made me proud as a Nigerian. Congratulations, sir. Good morning, Kafi. So it's Patrick from Ikoto sent in that one. He says, I'm practically holding back tears. Filled my eyes right now listening to his challenges. The next one here says, KUNLE Adeyanja is a hero. This kind of man who has that kind of mind to ride all the way from London to Lagos, Nigeria, despite all the insecurity on African soil, and without even afraid of that. It says, I have to personally celebrate you by sounding like a bullion van. Wow.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more, leave a comment, and like. Thank you.